after you establish the niche you want to go in, you're gonna start doing market research. A lot of people think I gotta come up with something unique. You gonna consume so much time trying to find this unique thing and strain your mind and yourself and procrastinate. Do what the great artists do. They go find something that's already working and replicate it. And then over the years, of course, I built that template up even bigger. But I'm like, let me just try a different template. And I just go ahead, try that. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it went from 20K to $1 million. I'm like, okay, let me do it again. Boom.
How do I go viral? Who's paying more, YouTube or Facebook? Value content or entertainment content? Talking heads or remixes? What is one or two things you would tell that person that could help them change their life in the next 60 days? What's going on, family? It's your boy Darius back with another episode of Influence to Impact podcast, where we have influential conversations with impactful people. Today, I'm coming back to y'all with a very, very special one, especially for a lot of you all who are coaches, course creators, content creators. If you got a business, you need to be shooting content. So today, of course, I had to bring you the best in the game when it comes to going viral, but more importantly, monetizing online. My guy Sharif, aka Real Melanin King. What's going on?
It was good, man. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you on board, man. This is something that the people really need. You know, we've had a lot of guests, different financial industries, businesses, but everyone asks, how do I go viral? That's like the number one asked question. All right, so today is going to be a masterclass. The podcast is all about a whole lot of game. But before we get into any game, I love for people to kind of get to know the guest. The reason why is because I know people are going to look at you and they're going to say, oh, he just got the formula, or oh, he just knows how to go viral. But they don't know you before you were this guy that was all over the place with damn near 1 million followers. 6 million followers at Ploshcraft?
Over 6 million.
6 million is crazy. So what I want you to do is give a little backstory on how you got to this position you're in now. What was your entrepreneurship journey been like?
Man, how far back you want me to go? I can go far back.
Start from. I know you told me the story about you weren't even born here in the U.S.
Nah.
So start back from there.
Yeah, so I was born in Ghana, which is in Africa for people who don't know. A small city in Accra, right, like about 8 hours away from Accra. And there I lived with my mom, just me and my mom. My dad was in the U.S. He came to the U.S. when I was like about 1 year old or so. And then there as I got a little bit older, 5, 6 years old, I was already trying to hustle, make a little bit extra money. Like literally, I would be selling birds, snakes, so like cobras and stuff like that, just make a little bit extra money. That's literally what I was doing. Like, you know, when I saw some people, they'd be like, "Yo, what? Like, that's crazy." Right. Like, that's literally the life I was living. Yeah. I remember to make fire. Like, it sounded like some caveman stuff, but we would literally clapping rocks together.
Word.
Or get some oil, get a match, you know, spark it up and stuff like that. Like, I never saw no stove. Wow. No propane. I never saw that until I came to the U.S. I never saw a sink until I came to the U.S. To get clean water, really, not even clean water, but to get water, we had to go get it from wishing wells. Like the wells y'all be flicking coins in. Yeah. We go in there, we drop a bucket in there with a rope, pull it out, carry it on our heads, bring it back home, dump it into more water. Wow. Into a tank with more water, and we would fill it up. And never even had a fridge. Saw a fridge for the first time here in the U.S. as well, too. We used to have to eat moldy food. It was just like, it is what it is. It was no difference. Like, hey, you gonna eat it or you gonna eat it? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
I came here, I was super skinny. I was one of them, what they call starving Africans. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was skin and bones. I'm still skinny, but I was definitely skin and bones then. Yeah. But yeah, just coming in with that mindset, seeing those things. And at the time, it was just normal. So it wasn't weird. It was just like, everybody's living this lifestyle. I wasn't different. Everybody living that. And coming here to the U.S., I was already motivated because I'm like, okay, I'm here, I'm blessed. Yeah. Thank God. I got to make sure I'll never forget this. And that was just really my motivation to just keep going. Tapped into a little bit of entrepreneurship again here, like reselling products and services online. And then, eventually got into the content and then just,
take off from there. That's fire. I think it's so important because that's like perspective. Like people hear all the time, and I always tell people, most people they take life for granted. Like they treat today like it's just another day instead of treating every day like it's the only day. So you coming from where you're coming from, you talking about having to eat food that was maybe moldy or having to go find the work or build the work. You know, I always say things don't happen to you, they happen for you. I'm sure now transitioning to entrepreneurship here, or even when you first got here, you were probably like, I'm going to make this thing happen.
100%.
Right.
It was like, it's not a matter of if, it was a matter of when. For me.
Yeah.
Simple.
Focus, discipline. That's dope. Okay. What age did you come here?
I came here at the age of 9 years old.
9 years old. Okay, cool. So talk about where you moved to here, and then what was high school? I don't know if you went to college. What was that process like?
Yeah, so moved here in 2010. I'm 24 right now. So 2010. And the process was very different because like I knew English, but it wasn't like American English. I had a very thick accent. So imagine I'm dark skinned, skinny, thick accent. What was happening? I was getting bullied in school. I was short, back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting all the jokes. I remember people would turn the light off, like, where'd Sharif go? You know, like, they were like, man, they go crazy. I was getting the African booty scratcher. I was getting all that. Like, they were just getting on me, man.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, I'd be crying because I remember I told my dad, like, I'm finna fight these guys. They're like, if you fight them, and all Africans know this, I'm sending you back to Ghana. That's the number one threat we all get.
Yeah.
If you're African, you know. So that's how I was. I'm like, man, I gotta be good.
Yeah.
And then, like, I grew up with my mom, so I was a real sensitive kid. So I'm like, if I can't do nothing, I just cry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's just how I was. That was elementary school. That was middle school. And then high school changed a little bit because when I came to the U.S., my dad had married already. So he was married to somebody. And my stepside of family treated me really well. It wasn't like those evil stepmoms or anything of that sort. She treated me really amazing. You know, God bless her soul. She passed away when I was 16 years old. But treated me really, really well. And then in high school, so she had a son, so my brother, he taught me how to actually stand up for myself and everything. So by high school, I was cool.
You was good.
I'm like, nobody messing around with me, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I used to always get bullied for being broke, right? I'm like, I'm in middle school.
How am I supposed to have money?
I'm not supposed to have money. But there was this kid, he failed a couple grades in the city, and then he transferred to the suburbs. So he went to our school, and then he was just like, everybody was messing with him. He getting all the girls, he getting all the money. Because he had a job. Bro was a couple grades, you know what I'm saying?
He was up.
Bro, he literally had a beard in middle school, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, the only people with a beard was if you was Mexican or if you was Arabian or something like that.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Especially at that age.
Exactly.
Yeah, nothing.
So, but he was picking on me all the time. And eventually I'm like, yo, let's fight right now, bro. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I remember one thing that just set me off, because I was walking like the first few days of like 8th grade year, I had a belt on, like one of those string belts that came with the pants, right?
Yeah.
And then he would just roast me. Everybody just laughing because they just wanted to go along. He's like, man, you broke. You can't even afford a belt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you ain't got no true religion or you ain't got design. I'm like, design? I
don't
never
know
knew
nothing about that, right?
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is.
These kids is different, man.
So I was like, so I started learning about it. And then that kind of sparked my entrepreneurship back because I didn't need to make money at the time.
Right.
And I'm getting bullied for it. So as soon as I was 15 years old, when I got a job, started working at White Castle.
Yeah.
Started my little side hustle with YouTube. Okay. And that's how I started content. I started doing a little bit of YouTube. And even that with the YouTube, like I posted my first video when I was 12, but deleted it because I was embarrassed. I'm like, I'm already lame. I don't want people I'm doing this lame stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Then this girl in my school found out. And then like was telling, I seen you in video. I'm like, oh no, I had to get rid of it ASAP. No Rocky. I'm like, this gotta go. So it was gone, and then I didn't start again. So once again, I got a little more confident. 15 years old, started doing it again. I'm like, I don't even care. At that point, I'm locked in, making money. I'm just like, I'm not trying to be like none of these people. They ain't got nothing that I want. So let me just focus on the future, and then started my YouTube channel, made a couple $100, spent the whole check on a Ferragamo belt design.
Just to go. Hey, I got it though, right? I got it
now,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then my first couple checks, White Castle, flipping burgers, boom, spent it on some shoes. I'm like, I'm gonna get right.
I'm getting it though. Slowly but surely.
So I spent all the money on designer, get all the stuff. And then everybody was messing with me, like, you know what I'm saying?
He's him now.
Like, exactly. And then it changed from there. And I stopped caring as much. But I was still like, I gotta look good in school. I gotta come on with something. And then I actually started reselling some of the clothes I was getting because I realized I could resell them for a much higher price, right? So I would resell them online because I could go some places to get it for cheap, and I'll resell. I was reselling backpacks, and yeah, that was how the entrepreneurship sparked up again. I remember my first week of reselling, I did $1,000 at 16 years old. I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it.
That's crazy.
Simple. But yeah.
Damn, that's dope. So he was like, and I'm sure that sparked it because you're like, okay, if I work hard, I can go get the things that I want to do.
100%.
And that alleviates those problems. It's crazy how, like, first of all, I want to know where the hell you went to school. Because in middle school, people talking about true religion. We were just trying to get some.
That's how it is. Because, okay, he was from... he was from the city. He was from the west side. I'm in the suburbs.
Got
you. Know, but he brought that over there. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's how it was where we grew up.
You know what I'm saying?
So I grew up in the city in the inner city Boston.
Yeah.
But we had a program called MECO. So all of us, when we were from the city, when we went out to school in the suburbs, we had that shit on. Yeah. It wasn't true religion to that yet, but it was matching J's, maybe some hand-me-downs that you got, stuff like that. But that's crazy though. That's super dope. Okay, so now we can see, and the reason I ask him these questions, y'all, is because a lot of times you have to understand that life is always about becoming in the process. So him getting bullied over not having it forced him to go get some money. It forced him to figure out, how do I solve this problem? And then as entrepreneurship, we're always into solving problems. And being 16 and doing this, now it's what they say, it's on you, it's in you, it ain't on you, right? 100%. Because now this is becoming who you are. This is good. So now you having your YouTube channel and you doing that from 16 to now 24, 8 years, you've built up a lot of skill set. You've seen what doesn't work, what does work. I want to be selfish, right? So 100%. I'm trying to get. I went through a phase where I was going very viral. I grew my audience, 100,000 followers in like 11 months, like 10 or 11 months. It was doing one style of content, but what I learned is content you have to adapt. Right, so I was doing the pointing videos, share the screen videos, walking people through the process, bank stuff like that. But now that's not hitting as much anymore. And as I'm building a business, that style of content was time consuming. We have a lot of operations, a lot of back end stuff. But you, obviously being someone who's been cooking for years, you're you're evolving with times, adapting with times. So from someone out there, they want to know just how to get started in the content game and start picking up some traction. What is the first step that you would tell a person?
So there's a lot of different industries, a lot of different niches. The first step is super simple. I say analyze the niche that you want to go in, right? That's first and foremost. And your niche is going to be the topic at hand, the product and service you want to offer to people. That's going to be the niche that you go in. After you establish the niche you want to go in, you're going to start doing market research. A lot of people think, I got to come up with something unique. You going to consume so much time trying to find this unique thing and strain your mind and yourself and procrastinate because you're trying to think of something brand new that revolutionary nobody's doing. Right? Do what the great artists do. They go find something that's already working and replicate it.
Makes sense.
So what you want to do is, I always recommend people go on TikTok to do market research, right? The reason why I say TikTok specifically is because they have the best optimized search engine for short form content.
Wow.
Right? So you go in there, you start doing market research. Instagram is good, but they're not as dialed in as TikTok. TikTok been doing it for years.
Okay.
Instagram just start implementing it. So once you go over there, start searching up your niche, and you on the top right hand corner, you can actually rank the videos by most popular.
Okay.
Right? So now you want to see what's working, and you can rank it by, you can select and filter out by the last 6 months, last year. So when you fill out by most like, filter it out by last 6 months to a year. So now you know what's popping, more recent. You can do even last 3 months or even last week.
Fire.
I'll up to see what you want to do.
Okay.
Now I can see what's hitting right now. You can see the trending topics, and you can see the formats that work. Okay. Right? Like you said, the point was the format. All right, what's the new format? What's going on? Now I can see exactly what's working, and guess what? I'm gonna start replicating those with my own information, my own sauce, my own language, how I talk, right? And now you're not worried about trying to find something unique, revolutionary. You're just looking at a proven concept that's already working and replicate it. Like people doing 100K months in credit funding. Guess what? They're not the first people to do it. Facts. Everybody doing it, going crazy. This person going crazy. Guess what? I'm gonna do it my own sauce. Everybody. Why this person started a year ago and they doing 50K, but you came in, you doing 100K because you're different.
That's good. There's nothing wrong with being a copycat as long as you're copying the right cat.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then add your own little personality to it, and you're cool. That'll be the first thing I'll say people start doing if they're a complete beginner.
I love that. So Larry, TikTok, search engine, top right, sort by last probably 3 to 6 months, so it's relevant, and then stale. Now, stale, great artist, stale, whatever it may be. So in terms of what the things we're looking for when we're copying, are we copying just the hook, or would you say even the value within the video?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would say you want to look at look at the video as a whole, but also pay key attention to the hook. The reason why is because the hook will literally make or break the video. But you will see something that's universal across all the platforms and all videos. I want you to pay attention to the pattern of what you're doing when you're scrolling and the videos you're watching. You're not watching the boring ones. You're not watching the one that's not pulling your attention. You have attention span of a goldfish yourself. You know what I'm saying? The average person have the attention span of a goldfish. It is what it is, right? Because the short form content is the brain rot. They call it brain rot content. So people look at, okay, did this grab my attention within the first few seconds? Because guess what? All I got to do is swipe my finger and I'll find a better video. That's all somebody has to do. So you want to make sure you're going hard within the first few seconds, right? So you pay attention and you see it's gonna be very simple. The only people that will be able to get away with, hey guys, my name is so and so, and start off the video, is the celebrities, the people who already have the brand. You can't do what they're doing. You're not them. They already have the brand.
Facts.
You're not the person with the brand, so you can't start off with that. That's not a smart idea. So you're gonna find your own unique hook. And what I'll recommend is you can actually open up your notes app and start writing down what the person said within the first few seconds. You start seeing a certain pattern across all of the videos. You start seeing a lot of the top performing videos, they're starting off with a negative, this hook telling you what not to do. Do this instead. You know, all those hooks like don't do this. Like, you know, they start off with, because that grabs attention. People want to know what I should stop doing.
Makes sense.
People want to know what I'm doing wrong. That grabs a person's attention a lot more than, oh, this is what you're doing right. If you start off like that, people just hardwired to know, like to hear the information that's negative first, and then go, okay, like, how do I fix this? You know, so study those hook, and then also the format, like you said, the pointed ones. Guess what? Okay, what's the format? Is it more informative videos? Is it more raw, like talking? Is it hyper edited? If it's hyper edited, okay, I know this is what's working in my niche. This is what's working in my lane. I need to go this route. A lot of the time, the thing you see across all these different videos is typically it's gonna be a lot more simple edits. The reason why is because we're going through a trust deficit, right? There's a lot of fake stuff going on, so people just want the raw, uncut,
makes sense,
unfiltered information.
That makes sense. Too many edits, just
too
like
many edits, right? And those edits bring in low quality leads because it's kids typically. That's like they need all that stimulation. That older audience don't want all that stimulation.
Want straight to it.
Exactly.
Damn, that's a bar. Let me call my editor, one of my editors. Shut up, we go. Okay. I don't
think yours is too hyper edited or anything of that sort that I've seen.
Okay, good.
So I think you cool.
All right, good. If Paris, you good. You still got a job. Okay, this is good. So next, talk about, because when we say hook, some people may be new here. Let's talk about the difference between the visual hook and the verbal hook.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the visual hook is the hook that's on screen. So the text on screen. I like to use a bold background, so it might be like all white, and then the text, the font is black. Okay. Right? So it got black text or red, whatever case may be. You want it to stand out. So I like to use the bold background because it blocks out all the distraction that's behind it, and it just that's all you can see, right? Yeah. And the reason why you want to add the visual hook is because some people read faster than they hear. That's the average person. I don't know how. I feel like I read slow.
Right, me too.
That's
I'm not
what
in
the
that
stats say. That's what the stats say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The average person read faster. I guess I ain't part of the average though, but the average person read faster than they can listen or hear. So, okay, cool. Understand that. So I'm using those stats to my advantage. Okay, I'm going to have that visual hook. But guess what? We don't stop there. We have the verbal hook. So you're saying the same thing as you have on screen. The hook on screen, the visual hook, is like the title to the video, right? People use that as filler, just putting random stuff. It's like, yo, like you want to make sure you're filling it out. You have some great information right then and there, and then it's short and sweet, and then straight to the point. So it's the hook. So it's grabbing attention along with your verbal hook. Those are stacked for virality, right? You stack that, you got a good hook, and you have the visual hook. That's a great starting point, right? And then a lot of people misplace where they're putting the text on screen as well too. There's safe zones and non-safe zones.
What's the safe
zone? The safe zone is when it's too high up. Sometimes when it's too high up on the platform, sometimes the algorithm, it gets blocked. It gets blocked.
That's safe zone?
That's cool.
That's good.
Cool.
Okay,
yeah, that's cool. So when it's too high up, you will know because the UI, the user interface, will be blocking it. People can't read it. You know what I'm saying? So people can't read it. And on TikTok, actually, that suppresses the video because I guess they're matching the quality of how it is on how other people doing it. So on TikTok, it really damages it. But on Instagram, it's just like people can't read it. And they're like, if it's too much, it's too jumbled up. It's like too much for the brain. The person like just scroll past the video. Right? So to make it clean, simple, bolded just like that. On top, I like to do on top of my head. Because when I'm recording my videos, I leave a little bit of headspace, knowing that I'm gonna put some text right there. Right, so I'm already doing that as I'm recording the video, leaving that headroom. And then also, if it's too low, right? So if you have your auto caption or the caption, the transcription of the video way too low, it's also gonna get blocked by the captions in the video. So the description, how you type in your description for the CTA and information for the videos, guess what? If your caption is way too low, it's getting blocked by that. If it's way to the right, guess what? It's getting blocked by the like button, the comments, and all those things. So you have to be very conscious of those things so you're placing it in the right place, so in the center. And then guess what? Once again, if it's too much movement for a person's eye, if it's too distracting, they're going to scroll off. So this is what you do. I like to say, when you're doing captions on your videos too, the auto captions that transcribe all the words you're saying in videos, you either place it on top of your head, which I'll do that for my videos as well.
Okay.
So it's like the visual hook will be there, and then once the visual hook disappears after I say the hook, and that's how it should be. It disappears after you say the hook, then the auto captions comes in above my head or right below my chin or in the chest area. Once again, the reason why is because if my mouth and my head and my face is what they're looking at up here, and the caption is all the way down the bottom,
it's now they have to go back and forth.
Like, exactly.
Damn,
these
that's
minor
good.
details makes up a huge difference in the long term.
That's so crazy. You know, in football, I used to play football. Coaches just say, you know, football is a game of inches, and that's like what I'm hearing from you is like content is really about the details.
100%. It's human psychology.
Yeah,
that's really what it is, right? Even like I said, what I'm saying, how I'm saying it, how I'm making sure in the beginning of my videos too. That's another little gem. I use hand gestures, hand motions, and stuff like that because I want to engage them. Right, and the greatest speakers, they talk with their hands.
Exactly. You know they say 60% of communication is nonverbal.
Yeah,
hand
exactly.
gestures, tonality. Exactly. Wow, that's good. Okay, so y'all got some gems right there. Next thing I want to get into is I see for you a lot of your content. You have different type of ways you're doing it, right? You have the videos that are like kind of like phone flipped. Then you do a lot of the B-roll style content with things people are already doing, words over them, and then you do remixes. So do you have, for someone listening, is there like a ideal balance? Do you have like a percentage you do it, or is it just based on the person or the scenario?
So the reason why I do it is because of the fact that since I'm coaching people on styles of content, I need to be a master of all these different styles.
Gotcha.
So that's why I do it. Some people like to stick with one. We have clients I only want B-rolls, right? The overlays. I only want the duet content. I only want talking heads, right?
Okay.
So the reason why is just because if I'm gonna teach people on content, there's people that are gonna want different styles. And I want to make sure I'm a master of my craft. So I have to learn different content styles, and I have to get it to work at some point in order to be able to teach on this topic. So that's why I do it. But I would say, and it gives me more creative freedom because I'm like, sometimes I don't want to just talk on camera. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I can experiment with different things. So it's just fun to test
to be able to do that,
and it just goes along with it. But what I would say for the average person, like the videos that's gonna probably hit the most is usually your talking head videos. I mean, not including the duets. The duets
going crazy.
You're going crazy. But the talking head, if you can really dial in the talking heads, not only does it nurture people, because the duets are great for virality, but then your talking head has to nurture them,
people
right? Because
don't
it's
buy
somebody
you.
else's information, right? So it brings the attention on your page, and then your information is what's gonna sell them. What you're saying, your funnels, your systems. So that is why it's important to have those talking heads. And if you could only stick with one style of content, I would recommend talking head videos, so getting more comfortable on camera. And I know a lot of people would say, "Oh, I'm not comfortable on camera. I'm shy." And I always ask this question: if I told you post 30 videos every single month for 3 months, and I give you $100,000 right now,
you're gonna do it.
You're gonna do it. Simple. All right. So I don't want to hear none about none of that. It's excuses.
That's a fact.
Right? So,
and I feel like you said it, but it's like people pay people who talk. At the end of the day, like, you know, I used to do low ticket at one point.
Yeah.
The B-roll videos or those videos, people $27, $37, $57. When you telling people pay me $5, $10, $15,000, I better hear you talk, bro. Right? I need to hear something. So I love that, bro. That's super super informative. And then the thing about the remixes, sometimes like I see people, they over leverage it because it is going viral. But the thing is, it's like they're looking. I mean, people in the comments, whose video is that?
Oh God,
right?
Yeah. But that is great for engagement too.
For sure.
Hey, I'm like, I don't know.
Right. You gotta find out.
I'll play along with it.
Absolutely.
I got some hacks that I'll talk about a little bit later on, so how to get more engagement in the videos.
That's
what
I'm about to get into next.
Like, that's good too.
I see you got different. So when we talk about value content, we talk about, you know, and content that's particularly designed to increase engagement. Let's talk about some of those hacks for how to get more comments. I know everybody's using ManyChat, but how to actually get people to register for your event, buy your ebooks, book a call, whatever we want them to do.
Yeah. So what I would say is, I want to touch on this right quick too. So when it comes to ManyChat, getting more engagement for the videos you're already doing, like a quick flip that I noticed, because I was looking at some of my content, I was looking at data. I'm like, okay, why is this one, every single time I drop this one, is doing way more? Like I drop the video, and every single time I drop it, I'm getting minimum 30,000 comments on that video, right, within the first week. So I'm like, what is different about this video? The video is straight to the point, and I only did it on this one video. where actually I did it a couple times. I made the CTA as simple as possible, right? So it's not, they're not typing a long word or anything of that sort. So it's like, I'm like, comment the flag of your country. Okay. Right. So as simple as that. And then the ManyChat is triggered. So it's only countries with high GDP. So it's not just anybody who just getting a link. So it's like, okay, now I can leave out the difference on who is actually qualified. Yeah. You know, because since I have so many followers, I do get people from India and all type of like low income areas. It's like, I don't got nothing for you. Right. I'm sorry. Right. But so I like the flag of your country. Or more simpler words, maybe comment AI, you know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
And I leveraged that. Like I said, one of my videos I dropped. I remember my first time I started a community, I got 8,000 members to join from one video because I dropped the video and I had a super simple CTA and it was just straight to the point, gave information. I created curiosity in the video itself, and then I didn't even give them too much sauce in my hey.
You got 8,000 members to join from one post.
Yes.
How much is that community?
So that was actually my free community.
But still though, because now you're setting up nurturing
and then
leads and upsell them. That's crazy. The power of like content, bro. Like
all organic.
It's like, I don't even think y'all understand. My man's is not how, because you don't spend any money on ads.
Well, we just started spending money on ads on our new business, but for the last few years I've been doing it, no money spent on ads, $0 in ads.
Wow. My gosh, that's crazy. All right, so now the people want to know, well, I want to know selfishly. So we talk about the ManyChat and setting that up, and you talked about how simple CTAs get people create curiosity.
You know, actually, I want to touch on that too, because I'm like, that was just one example I was given.
Okay.
But when because I can talk about one style of content that does trigger a lot of comments and everything. So it's my listicle style format, right? So listicle style format meaning you make a list of something. So the hook is the list. So 5 banks that will give you access to over $150,000 of funding. All right. So 5 banks that will give you access to over $50,000 of funding, no proof of income. Right. So you say that hook, and then you follow up with the interest peak. The interest peak is the last one was my favorite. Right. The last one is the best, just to peak the interest, because the algorithm prioritizes one thing above all else. Can you get somebody to watch the video from beginning to end? If you can 100%. Do that, we can promote to more people, especially if you already have an audience, right? If you don't have an audience, you just have to wait to crack the algorithm, but more on that later. Yeah. But if you got an audience, can you get this person to watch the video from beginning to end? Because they want to do what? They want more people to stay on their platform. If you're doing that, why would they not promote it to more people, right? And if the people are sharing, engaging, and stuff like that, you're good. And then I do a little evil trick. I tell them the last one was my best, or the last one is the favorite. But when they get to the last one, I don't give it to them.
It's not there.
Right? So I'm like, hey, check the comments down below for the last one. Yeah. They go in the comments. Guess what? Sometimes it's not even there. Now they like, yo, you lying, bro. Where is it at?
Create engagement.
Boom. 2 mil, 5 mil. Right.
All attention is good attention.
And then just the video I did saying all that. What's the video doing? Recycling the background. So now I got 2, 3, 4, 5 views from that same exact person. And now the algorithm like, hold on, everybody rewatching this. Not really. Crazy. But that's what they see. That's the data they see. Everybody keep rewatching this. And then boom, let's promote to more people. Who's gonna promote to 100,000 people? Let's do 200,000. Let's do 300. Let's do 5.
Damn.
Let's do 1 mil.
Damn, that's good.
And then of course, like I said, that's causing more comments in the videos. Yeah. And if you do drop the actual gem, that's more comments and engagement. They might like it. Thank you so much. So either or is cool.
Makes sense. I heard you talking the other day. We were at a mastermind, and you were talking about how you're testing. So you do a video one time, it might hit, 20,000, and then you'll take the same video and now you'll test it with a different hook. Does that come from just like level of discernment, like I feel like I could have did better, or do you is there a criteria that makes you say I'm gonna redo that video to see it if it does better?
So the first reason why I ever did that was because I saw a video that somebody created on that topic. I forgot what it was, but I saw the video did well for that person, and I recreated that video with my own spin. It was the same information. I just gave my own opinion on that. And the video tanked. I'm like, this video got 1 million views. Well, out of mine, do like 20, 30K. So I'm like, okay, I clearly did something wrong. So I'm like, the video got 5 million views, actually. And my mind tanked. I'm like, okay, let me just test out some different strategies. Let me test out the hook. Let me test out different formats, right? Yeah. So say, for example, the format was a overlay, and I test it out. Instead of doing an overlay, let's say I do a talking head video with the same topic at hand, same hook, but now it's a different style. So what I did was I'll look at the hook, and then let's say we're sticking with the same style. We're just recreating the video with our own unique information and everything like that. I recreated it, and I'm like, it didn't hit. I'm like, you know what? I know this has potential because it worked for somebody else.
Right. It
The
has to
same
work.
exact topic worked for somebody else, so it's gonna work for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure it does, and I just recreate. I'm like, let me just test out some different hooks. I'm like, what? And I just analyze the video, like, what is going on? And in the platforms, you can actually see the data, especially on Instagram. You can download the Edits app, and you can see the data of when people fell off. So now you can see, okay, if people are falling off towards the end, like say there's a large drop off right at the end, you can do what you can end your video a little bit shorter. That means what you're saying at the end of the video is causing a major disrupt in your views and your content, right? So I look at it. If it's not even picking up interest in the beginning, then guess what? Okay, I bet I know that I can make my hook better because I can see the percentage.
It's called the Edits app.
Edits app, yes.
Y'all listen, I'm in here trying to execute. Success loves speed.
Yes.
Okay.
Success does love speed.
Edits.
So then I'm like, okay, I'll take a look at that. I'm like, okay, you know what? This worked for somebody else. I see the analytics on here. We can do better, right? Like you say, you did 10, like we can do at least 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, if I did 20, I could do at least $1 million.
Facts.
You know, so that I recreate, I just look at that, I'm like, you know what? And it's like also how I feel about that topic. I'm like, this is a crazy topic.
Like everyone needs to hear this.
Everybody needs to hear this, right? So it's all about feel, analytics and everything, and then I just recreate the hook. I'm like, let me just try my other templates, right? Okay. And then over the years, of course, I built that template up even bigger. But I'm like, let me just try a different template, and I just go ahead try that. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it went from 20K to $1 million. I'm like, okay, let me do it again. Boom. After that first time, I'm like, okay, I see this works. So now I just do it every single time. Exactly. Whenever a video don't hit, I'm like, okay, I bet if I want this video to hit, I'm just gonna switch up the intro.
So how many videos? How many times? So it went from 20,000 first time, then the mill the next one you put out.
Yeah, next one.
And then did you do it again to try to get more?
Oh yeah, I've done it many times.
Really?
Many times. At this point, I don't know how many times I've done it.
But you do this.
But I recreated the video a few weeks after, and then it did $1 million. And I recreated 2 days after because it took off bat because I seen it was taking off. It hadn't done $1 million yet, but it was taking off, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna do $1 million. And I recreated. I'm like, what would happen if I just recreated this same exact week?
Right.
And so it was 2 days after I recreated. The second one hit even harder. It did 3.5 mil, and I recreated a few months after, and it did 12 mil. That's crazy. I just reposted across the different platforms. That video actually ended up making me 15K off the views alone. Off the views. Cause that was not even a CTA based video. It's just off the views.
Damn.
Because the platforms, and it's like a nice way to get paid for what you're already doing. Yeah. Like, I'm already gonna post this video. Yeah. And the players post that on Facebook. Facebook,
I heard they're paying the most. Or YouTube. Who's paying more, YouTube or Facebook?
YouTube pays a lot for long form content, but pays less for short form.
Got you.
Facebook pays more for short form content.
Got you.
So that's what I'm like. It's short form content I'm creating. I dropped that mug on YouTube. On TikTok, it made me 5K off the views alone, and then on Instagram, on Facebook, it made me 15. Actually, yeah, it made me 15K. So actually, a 20K off the video.
That's crazy.
So so it went even crazier. I think it did end up doing like 30 mil on Facebook or so, like if not more. So yeah, it really went crazy, and I was just off the views alone. And that was before I even had a service. Like I wasn't selling anything. I'm just making money off the views and sponsorships and affiliates and stuff like that. So
that's hard.
I would have made way more money if I knew what to push that traffic to.
Now, right?
Exactly.
Damn, that's so good. So content, a lot of people try to say, oh, it's the algorithm, but basically you don't believe in the algorithm. Your content just sucks.
Yeah, I would say at some points it's the algorithm. Okay. Because if you're a completely brand new account or you're shadow banned, guess what? Like you have to look at your settings, make sure you're not shadow banned. Yeah. Because if you're shadow banned, and I'll give them a play on how to check their shadow banned. If you're shadow banned, then guess what? It is the algorithm because you're shadow banned. You're shadow banned. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a student in Delete King 850. Shout out to him, and he came to me. He was like, "Hey, my content's not hitting." I'm like, "Okay, cool." You know, onboarding him and everything of that sort. And I'm like, I looked, your account was shadow banned. You know,
he didn't even know.
He didn't even know.
Gotcha.
He had a video that got restricted. That was, not
going crazy.
Yeah, but he wasn't going too crazy regardless though. Yeah. But it was like, this is definitely gonna keep you. So we fixed that first. It took about a month. Some people, I've seen it as soon as 24 hours or like a few minutes. Wow. As fast as how you can get it reactivated. So it could be the algorithm. But 9 times out of 10, people content just sucks though. Like, full disclosure, it could be the algorithm, but your content probably just sucks,
man. You gotta get with my guy. So talk about your transition from getting just paid from the platforms to now. What I would say before is you were a content creator. Now you're a businessman, right? You're helping people. You have offers, coaching offers, done for you offers. Talk about that transition of going from now but now learning how to create content, but now sell, right? Create offers. What has that been like?
Yeah, so how that even started out about is because of the fact that like I remember I hit my like I was 7 months into content, hit my first 30K month, and I had just went all in. I'm like just quit my job like 2 months prior, and just did a 30K month, and I'm like, okay, like this, and I was 21, so I'm like, yo, I'm
a lot of bread.
On a trip. I'm like, I went. Flew to Mexico.
Boy, outside.
I'm like, oh man, it's crazy. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going crazy. I remember I had a lot of debt at the time too, so I paid all I was in 20K credit card debt, paid all that off. I'm like, okay, so now we somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I blew all the money. Then the next month I did 1,200. I'm like, yo,
what's going on, right?
What's going on? I'm like, yo, hold on. I'm like,
that's entrepreneurship in a nutshell.
I'm like, yo, 12. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, I blew all my money, and I'm like, I barely was getting by. I'm like, I just quit my job. I'm like, nah, it's gonna work.
Gotta work.
I'm gonna figure something out. So I started figuring some stuff out. I'm like, okay, I see these sponsorships, and I'm getting bread off sponsorships and everything of that sort. And I did a 50K month right after that. And so I'm like, okay, it's going up and then it's going down. I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to find something that's a lot more stable because I can't control this. I can't control every single month that all my views are gonna be high. I can't control every single month that I'm gonna get a sponsorships. You know what I'm saying? That my affiliate is gonna convert that month. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, what can I do to guarantee a little bit more income or have a more stable income? I need better systems. So then this guy reached out to me if I could help him promote his product and service. I don't want to touch too much on that, but he did help me a lot.
Okay.
But I ended up disassociating myself because he was not the best person to be around. So I didn't want my. I know I'm still new to this stuff, but I don't want to build a brand with this type of person.
You know, it's crazy. I could probably guess what you're talking about, but we ain't gotta go into it.
Yeah, really? You think so?
Yeah,
we talk about it a little bit.
Pretty sure.
But I was like, yeah. So but like, very grateful to the person because I flew to Miami to meet the person and like in real life and everything like that. And it was somebody I had been posting on my story for a very long time.
Fire.
So I was like motivated by this person. Yeah. And they was telling me about their business and stuff like that. And long story short, it did change my perspective. I came back when I got a high rise after that because he was in a high rise. I'm like, yo, it just changed my perspective. Right? And I had never been in one. I'm like, yo, I need to be in one. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's so dope.
So that transitioning, like, he's the person that introduced me to the business world because he was running an actual business.
Yeah.
His whole model was selling product and service. So he had a course at the time, and that he put me in with the sales team and everything like that. I started connecting with the people. And then my guy Chris that's how I got connected with him.
Okay.
And he started, he was running the back end of my community and everything of that sort in my program. And then he started teaching me, okay, this is what we're doing. And I'm learning what they're doing. It was done for you. He was managing everything. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm learning.
Fire.
And then so he running a sales agency, and I just looked at what the sales agency was doing, and I replicated that. I'm like, okay, I can do this. That's and then it's all of those things is how I transition into that. And then I'm doing research. Okay, school community now, we on here. WAP, we on here. And that's how that kind of accumulated.
Wow, that's so fire. I always say exposure equals expansion, and once you see it, you cannot see it. And
I could not see it.
You didn't even at the time. You were figuring it out, but you like, I got to get that penthouse
100%.
Because it's like I'm not going back to what I'm not gonna be happy now until 100%. I get it. And then the second thing is dope that like the online space is so cool because you can learn just by being in people's back. And I think so many times we think we got to start in the front, but it's like I always say, great leaders at one point were great followers, right? You 100%. Just seeing it. Oh, how this is working. Naturally being a hustler, you're like, all right, I'm gonna make this happen. That's fire. So your first offer was the school community.
So my first offer kind of was promoting his program.
Okay.
It was like we was partnering, but I guess it was kind of say it was affiliate. I was white labeling his course.
Gotcha.
Right. I was white labeling that, and so that was kind of my first offer selling that. It was like $1K to $3,500 depending on what they wanted, of course, or coaching. And then my first actual offer myself, because I did for a few months, and it was good income. It was consistent, but I'm like, his people are not getting results. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to I started hearing some rumors. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
so,
I'm just getting in the game.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just getting, I can't burn any bridges right now, though. But, so I disconnected myself, disassociated myself, and I ended up launching my school community because I seen Eddie Cumberbatch. He was talking about school communities and everything. I'm like, you know what? Let me hop on here. At first, I was like creating a Discord community. And I knew I wanted to build some MRR, and I'm like, let me build a Discord community. And then I tapped in one of my business partners, and he was somebody who I helped grow his social media from 5,000 to 100K in a few months, and he does credit repair. And I'm like, okay, you got the credit repair stuff locked down. I got knowledge, but you were way more knowledgeable than me. I know more credit building and how to structure everything, but you know more about the repair side, the consumer laws.
Yeah.
So how about we just partner together and build this community? And I didn't know what to do, so we just started pushing people to the community. And then Chris like, yo, I'm hopping to the school now too because everybody's talking about this.
Yeah.
Let me manage the back end of it too. I'm like, okay, cool. And he like, we have to let you be known for one thing, right? I'm like, credit is his specialty. The social media is your specialty. You're way more knowledgeable in social media than credit. Why don't that be the offer? Facts. So I'm like, you know what? You're right. So I went in with the social media stuff at the time. Like, nobody knew me for the social, because I didn't grow my account on how to grow on social media. I grew it for personal finance. So now I'm offering this thing, and I just pushes to the same audience, but it had such a massive audience that I leveraged at the time. I just pushed it as a biz op. So it wasn't like how to promote social media with your business or anything of that sort. It was like, okay, I looked at my target audience. I'm like, okay, this type of audience I have, they want to learn how to make more money because I talk about side hustle, business ideas and stuff like that. Okay, look, let me push social media as a biz op, so the sponsorships, all those things, and how to sell digital products. And then Chris helped me structure the back end and all that out. We launched webinars. First webinar did like, I think we made like 2 sales in the first webinar. Yeah. Or maybe, I think either 0 or 2 sales, something like that. But I was just like, I actually know what, I think it was 2 sales, but I'm like, somebody actually bought.
People will buy.
People actually bought. I had like, I dropped one video. We had 300 signups, and it was like I dropped the video the day before. So I'm like, okay, what if I drop more videos? Yeah. What if I make better videos? Facts. Right? And then we start cranking it up, getting thousands of signups organically. And then Chris like, man, you doing ad numbers? I'm like, I don't run ads. I don't know nothing about this. So crazy. Thousands of signups, going crazy with that, and then building an email list to over 100K very short, just because like it was just so much organic pull that it was just like everything just exploded. That's so crazy. You were doing do you understand how much people are spending to get thousands of people? That's so dope. And I think you said something so key. It's like, once you get one person to buy, your mind is just expanded, because you start thinking, like, I think people think you got to start off I didn't get a sale for my first 4 webinars. It was like my 5th one person, but I was like, yo, this is real. Yeah. I would tell my mom, I was like, yo, I made $797 today. And it's just like, yo, I just need to see it one time, and now you know it works. Yeah. And then obviously with reps, you get better. Okay, let's talk about now the topic that, you know, everyone's loving these days, and I'm sure you're leveraging it in some ways, AI. Right? Are you utilizing AI to be able to, you know, grow your personal brand, leveraging content, things like that? Yeah, so I'm trying to find more ways to leverage AI. Okay. But one of the ways I leveraged it was in my community. I was teaching my students who didn't want to show their face at the time. I was showing them how to leverage AI to create faceless content, right? So having those still images turn into real videos, and then using 11 Labs for the voiceovers and stuff like that. And then my first student who was doing that did 100K views, and my bad, not 100K views, 100K followers within the first week. So where'd she start at? It was a guy. Where he started? 0. It was completely 0. No experience. Wait. 100K followers in a week.
Without showing his face?
Without showing his face.
Damn. It's like a theme page?
It was not a theme page. I wouldn't say. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a theme page, because it was themed around a specific topic.
Got you. Damn, 100K in a week.
100K in a week, yeah. But that's the thing about the faceless thing, though, because like it's harder to monetize. Yeah. So he didn't really make too much money off that. Yeah. And then he flipped into a faced account, because I told him, hey, I'm gonna keep it above. You gotta show your face, but I can help you grow this. Yeah. You know, I got the sauce.
Infrastructure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, you know, let's do that. So then he made way more money than flipping into the faced account. But he still used the faced account, grew hundreds of thousands of followers, and then flipped it into the faced account, and then went crazy with that. So that was one way, leveraging for students, showing them how to leverage the AI softwares and stuff like that. And then another way that we're implementing in our own systems and stuff like that is I'm always using ChatGPT to come up with business plans, you know what I'm saying? Like how to structure our agency, everything of that sort. But when it comes to the content itself, we built our own internal AI software, right? Because we were using ChatGPT, but it wasn't dialed in. Even though it was trained, it knows me. Yeah. But it's like, it just, like, if you give the correct prompt, it can do it. But I'm like, okay, I have to find this prompt, paste this prompt somewhere, use this every single time, and I have to tweak every single time. So I'm like, okay, why don't we just build our own software? I'm like, this didn't go crazy. And I ain't gonna say too much on it, but this software about to be like
next level.
You finna see it. Like we got the plan detailed, everything. Hard. It's about to turn things up. It's been real challenging building it. like probably invest like 15K into it so far.
Okay.
It's been like a few months, just in development, and but made no money from it. But hey, I know.
But
once,
it's gonna hit.
I know once it hit, it's gonna hit without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely.
Right. And I'm speaking into existence right now, y'all. So
it's coming.
Beware.
Nah, the thing about people who, one thing you learn, and I know this already. It's like once you can make one thing work, like everything you gonna do gonna work, right?
You know what I'm saying?
The hardest part is just the first time, because the first time is like the not knowing, and if you operate obviously enough faith, which you've been doing your whole life, and you see, okay, this works. It's like kind of how you do anything, how you do one thing, how you do everything. 100%. When you go into software, buying business, whatever, it's gonna work because the mindset is you're a winner or you've been winning. So
yeah, and real quick, I guess I didn't explain what the software does.
Yeah,
but. Not to give too much away, but one of the things that the software does is going to help you script your content. So I literally trained it with my course modules. I literally fed all my course modules, and then I hopped on an hour call with my developer, and then he just transcribed everything, dropped it directly, fed into the AI, so it knows how I think. Right? It's not perfect, but it knows how I think. It helps you transcribe videos, so now you can find an already working concept, transcribe it, and then it takes that same concept, you hit one single button, and it rewrites it with your own tone and your own voice.
Bro,
so
what? No, that's too. When is it? Can I be the test dummy, bro?
Yeah.
Before we release it to the public.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. On the
say
website.
less.
I ain't gonna drop it right now, but
no, that's absolutely crazy.
It,
I'll be thinking I'll be doing a little something. I'll be on ChatGPT. I'll be like, like I'll do something like this. I'll be like, based on real Melanin King's content style, steal his best stuff and recreate it for Darius finish with this topic. But that shit you just said, that's next level, bro.
Yeah, it's like you literally, I steal viral concept.
That's it.
And then I just tell the AI, it rewrites it. Wow. It's gonna learn more and more about you.
Yeah.
As time goes on, because it's AI learning. It's gonna learn more about you, so it gets better.
That's so fire. Where do you see like this whole like content creation thing going? Because I'm looking now, all these. Coaches, consultants, obviously e-learning is one of the fastest growing businesses in the world. But you got these streamers. Like, what do you see this content thing going in the next 3 to 5 years?
As far as like with everybody as a whole?
Yeah.
I think, I don't even know how much content is worth right now, but it's still gearing up. People been creating content for how many years now? Since like YouTube. So a couple of decades, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like in the last 5 years or so, since 2020, since TikTok came out, it's been different.
Yeah.
Short form, and now streaming been around for a good minute. It's just getting bigger and bigger. I don't know if it's already valued at $1 trillion industry, but it's gonna be trillions of dollars
for sure,
without a shadow of a doubt. So the people at the top who has the softwares, the best programs, and that they're gonna eat because of the fact that that's where the economy going. We are literally in a content economy.
Makes sense.
Everybody wants to create content. There's more content being distributed, posted across the different platforms every single day. So what I feel like is happening is that a lot of people are realizing that these 9-to-5 is no longer the way. If I can make a video about my life
and make
$1,000,
$1,000,
like I think, like I told you, like that's what happened. Like I dropped the video, made $1,000 for a 30-second post.
It was over.
It was a sponsorship. I'm like, yo, what? Yeah. I make $1,000 in 2 weeks, bro. I'm out of here.
He said, I'm out of here. 2 minutes, I quit.
I'm out of here. I put my 2 weeks notice in, but I ain't stayed my 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm gone. I'm gone just because I'm like, yo, what's like, and I was doing that at my 9-to-5. I'm like, yo, I hate being here. I love this.
Right.
And some people like have figured it out because they're literally traveling, making travel content, selling a travel offer,
and making money while living.
Money. Like it's an infinite money glitch. You got to tap in now, or you will get left behind. It's as simple as that. And I would say making softwares around content too is gonna be next level, because like one of the things I want you to think about as well too. Like one of the biggest shifts I'm seeing happening right now is consumer-based apps, right? Software, consumer-based apps. Everybody's getting to it. I'm seeing this kid, 17 years old, doing $3.6 million a month.
Wait. What does he do?
I'll give you the guy. His name is Zach. He runs Callow AI. So it's a software. He used ChatGPT to take a picture of your food and it tells you the calories. It's about 90% accurate. That's it.
And what's it called?
Cal AI.
That's crazy. I use ChatGPT to take pictures of my food. I be like, give me the macros on this.
Yeah, like,
but his more.
He literally said, I use ChatGPT. Like, it's integrated with ChatGPT.
That
like,
is crazy.
And now he's doing 3.6. He literally just paid Mr. Beast for a sponsorship, and Mr. Beast said he don't charge nothing less than $1 million for his sponsors. How much he know? And that was 3 years ago. He said that. Right, so I'm like, okay, everybody getting into software. I wanted to withhold information, but I messed with Darius. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, my guy giving
I'm
y'all
gonna keep
the
it
play.
above with y'all. Like, software is the way to go. So whatever niche that you're in, like, make a software, and not just the white labels too. Make your own software. Yeah. Like, okay, cool. I don't want to name drop, but these credit monitoring softwares, why can't you do it?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, you might be an affiliate, it's easy. But guess what? They the one that evaluated at 100 mil, 50 mil.
When they go sell it, they good.
They cool.
Damn, that's lit. So if someone, I got other questions. All right, I want to do a and or segment real quick.
Okay.
So, value content or entertainment content?
Value content.
Why?
The reason why is because people love value. Right? If you make entertaining content, guess what? You will get a lot of people that's entertained, but they're not going to purchase with you.
Okay.
If you make value-based content, now you're getting buyers. You're getting people who know, likes, and trust you.
Okay.
You can entertain people. Like, you can be a clown on social media, do dancing videos, trending videos. Guess what? It's going to entertain people. Then you're ready to sell a product and service, you're going to know the truth.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You entertain me. Hey, just because you entertain me, I'm going to pay you any money.
Okay.
So that's what I say. Like, you want to make sure you're doing value-based content. That's all my content, right? I might incorporate some little stuff just to show personality and lifestyle, which is 100% okay. But a lot of your content should be filled with value-based content.
Fire.
What can I do to help you?
Yes, sir. Okay. Talking Heads. I'm a new account. Talking Heads or remixes?
Talking Heads, right? The reason why I say Talking Heads is because, once again, it's going to build a lot more trust, right? They might be a little more challenging to build that audience, but if you already have an audience, if you can't do both, then just stick with Talking Heads, right?
Okay.
But if you're completely out of time, you have absolutely no time at all, then spam them remixes. They're infinite money glitch. I ain't gonna lie, right? Because I didn't have students. That's all they do for the first
3 months
year or so. First 3 months, 6 months, all just spam them, right? But at some point, you realize it's gonna bring lower quality people because of the fact that they don't trust you. So even if they have the money, they're gonna say, I ain't got it.
Yeah.
I don't trust you.
Because they don't trust you.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
So
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
Why?
The reason why I say Instagram is because of the fact that a lot of the people, if you're selling product and service, you want to be there because it has the people with a higher income. TikTok has more kids. So if you have a mid-ticket offer or less, you can do TikTok. If a high-ticket offer, you got to be on Instagram.
Makes sense.
Instagram or YouTube. So I would say Instagram is definitely the best way to go, and they have the ManyChat. You can't go wrong with ManyChat. ManyChat, Instagram ain't got that.
DMs
TikTok
crazy.
ain't got that.
Yeah.
So you get your DMs flooded. You can run Instagram ads.
Yep.
Direct DM ads.
Straight to it.
So Instagram is just a lot more powerful, and like I don't even focus on my TikTok right now, just because I'm so dialed in with Instagram. Just make me so much more money, but I still have that audience there. And even when I had more audience on TikTok, I was making more money from Instagram. And it just took off because I focused more time on that one.
Fire. Last one. Marketing or sales?
Marketing.
And why?
The reason why I say marketing is because you will not get any sales if you're not good at marketing, right? If you're that good at marketing, you can just get so many leads, just so many people come in. So even if your close rate is one out of 10, guess what? You can get the numbers. You know what I'm saying? So if your close rate is 100%, if you ain't get no leads, guess what? It's pointless. So if you market it, you can be in a lot of different industries. Sales is very important, but if I had to pick one, marketing, guess what? I can take that talent in many different places, right? In many different. If I can't market, then I have to sell for somebody else. If I can market for myself or somebody else, so I get both skill sets.
So I've been asked this question 3 times in 3 different phases of business. I love your answer. I agree with a lot of it. My thing was, when I used to sell low ticket, I'm like, marketing is not even close. But then as I've been doing webinars the past 2 years, I've come across these guys. So I've been in so many masterminds, clients in community. I've been in all type of masterminds, and I would be in groups with people who were doing like $500,000-$600,000 a month. So I'm like, they were like talking about it on the calls casually. So now I go, let me see their page. They got like less than 1,000 followers, and all these people were like just straight paid traffic. And then I'm like, what the hell are they doing? I realized their sales systems were set up. I still say, if you want to spend less money, 100% marketing, because good marketing does a lot of the talking for you. I say as a person maybe evolves, as a person's business model, if it's high ticket, you need to either get good at sales or have a good sales system. But I love to ask people that question, and I know your answer is going to be marketing because
I'm biased.
For marketing, now I get it, and I would like that too, 100%. But I think it's dope for the audience to hear that, bro. And I just want to say, man, you dropped a lot of game today. Let my man know in the comments if we went crazy or did he go crazy. And then I want to what do you have coming up or going on that the people can tap in with you and be able to learn from you or get some services from you?
Yeah, so right now I have different offers. I have a few different offers. So right now I have a Done With You coaching program. So it's Done With You. So helping you with scripting. You get the software that I mentioned about too, right?
Okay.
It's in beta right now, but our private members still get access to that as well too. It's gonna get you right. So they get access to that, and they get a content coach, a monthly content coach with a couple group coaching calls as well too, and they get that one-on-one with the content coach. And also, of course, the software. If you want to join the wait list, go to socialminds.com, and they can join the wait list for that as well too. Okay. But if they're not tapped in, they have to wait for whenever it's released, whenever that is. It is, right? Okay. Whenever that is. So hopefully it's soon, but I can't, can't say a day yet.
So I'm gonna drop the link in the description, so you guys will be able to tap in with my guy. We'll have his IG there. Make sure y'all go check him out. I'm working with him on some things myself, and y'all know I don't vouch for a lot of people, so if I do, bro, gotta be cold. And one last question I love to ask the people is, there's maybe someone who watched this video and they heard all you said, but they still might be like, bro, I'm in a dark place, and I don't know how to change my life. What is one or two things you would tell that person that could help them change their life in the next 60 days?
I would say, I'll be honest with you, I would say think of your why and use that to feel your energy, right? To feel your process, everything you're doing. If you can think about, okay, why am I doing this? I want to put my family in a place of financial freedom, right? I want to be able to travel around the world. I want the 3 F's. I want financial freedom, location freedom, time freedom. Think about your why. That's my why. That's good. Those 3 F's. If you can think about that and you can just focus on that thing and just meditate, manifest on those things, like there's absolutely no way you don't succeed, right? And also get an accountability partner. That's one of the best things you can do. That's what brought me here so far is I got an accountability partner. I remember even when I wanted to drop my first video, I was procrastinating. He got to my house. Like, I'm not leaving this house until you drop the first video. That's hard. So accountability partner, preferably somebody that's in the same niche as you, somebody that's doing what you want to do, so y'all can do it together.
I love it. All right. Iron shot by irons, man. And you got to find your why or your purpose, because a lot of times if it's just you, it's easy to quit, right? But when your 100%. Why, your purpose is bigger than you, got to operate in purpose, on purpose, with purpose, man. Back with another episode of Influence to Impact podcast with my guy Sharif, a.k.a. Real Melanin Kim. Make sure y'all follow him. Stay tuned. Go share, comment, like, subscribe. We're going to continue giving y'all value. Until next time.